You gotta go outside? You gotta go outside, buddy? Zeus, you gotta go outside? You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside, buddy? You wanna go outside? Subi, you need to go outside. You wanna go outside? You go outside? Go outside.
A lot more crap about you after you left.
It still says 2012.
I don't understand. Stewie, what happened to the play you wrote? That was terrible.
Well, I gave it a final polish. Changed a few things. Guess I kind of mucked the whole thing up.
But how? Wait. Did you do that for me?
What are you talking about? I'm a young writer. I just wasn't as ready as I thought I was. Maybe in a couple of years. Who knows?
Stewie, you shouldn't have done that. But, thanks.
No problem, Brian. Hey, what do you say we head back home?
That sounds good.
You know, I'm gonna move to New York City when
there we go. Alright guys, you see this? Diamonds. Alright. Look at that. 100%, and that was in little under 4 minutes. Yeah. That was probably the best Moodle quiz I've ever taken. The thing why it's so significant, it was one, really clutch, because the quiz closes at, well, it closed 3 minutes ago, or 4, so, I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, I don't know how long this is going to be, and if I should, do it or not, but then I was like, you know what, 0%, or, you know, anything's better than getting a 0, not even trying. So, opened it up, pretty easy quiz, it's like 17 questions or so, so I was kind of blown away, by my percentage, but, yeah, so, all of that was from memory, except for one question. I had the triple alliance and triple entity mixed up, and I had to look that up on Google, so only cheated for one question, really. I mean, well, it's kind of two, but even if I got those wrong, I still would have gotten a 94%, so that's amazing, and really, really clutch of me. If you guys saw my Twitter, I was like, #clutch, so that's awesome. Yeah, that's so cool though. I didn't even have to use my notes or anything. It was all from memory. Like, I guess I must have really paid attention in class when we took those notes, but I'm telling you, it's because we're getting into modern history, so I kind of like, I'm more interested, you know, like World War I. That's when I start tuning in more in history. Whoa. So it's gonna be a really good semester. But yeah, pretty much World War I and on. That's really when I start tuning in on history. I mean, the Civil War is alright, but yeah, World War II I'm really gonna be tuned into. I love learning about that. Not to mention every time we start talking about it, I'm just like, man, I really want to play some Black Ops, or not Black Ops, World at War, the Call of Duty game from like 4 years ago. So I'm like, really want to play it. Yeah, and then Cold War is pretty interesting. That's mainly like I want to play Black Ops, and then the Desert Wars, yeah, they're pretty cool. Desert Storm, I think my dad was serving during then, but wasn't ever deployed. But that'd be kind of cool. I haven't really learned much about Desert Storm, but yeah. And then up to now, I guess, and I'm really wondering like what my kids are gonna be taught about Afghanistan and everything. It's kind of weird to think about that. It's like, what are your kids gonna be taught? Like if you're my age, or when you were my age, you were thinking, what are my kids gonna be taught in the 21st century? I mean, that's kind of weird to think about. You know, like, how exact is my history? And the cool thing about learning about like World War II and everything is that, you know, World War II and beyond, or forward, is that there's still living veterans and there's still living history to tell you about it. So that's pretty cool. World War I, internet was around, so we have it logged, I'm pretty sure, and you know, keeping a record for a while. So I'm pretty sure World War I, even though there's no more living vets that I know of, that I've heard of, we have that stuff written down. So that's pretty cool too. I seriously just spent 4 minutes talking about history. That's fantastic. Like, for example, on some of these vlogs, I've covered like huge events that's happened, like you know, just stuff that's happened, like the theater, you know, in Aurora and everything like that. And I've covered like the Japan earthquake and tsunami, even from like almost 2 years ago. You know, just different stuff like that. Steve Jobs, death of Steve Jobs, and everything like that. It's kind of like, you know, these are kind of like a little bit of living history too. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna love looking back, and I still do love looking back on these, but I'm gonna love looking back on these even more as I get older. Like probably next 10 years from now, I'll be looking back on like day 392, and I'll be like, wow. And that is your secret phrase for today. If you're watching this, go to day 392 and just comment, wow. Or if you want to do this video, just be like, Zeus. You're weird. Yeah, secret phrase, Zeus, you're weird. So, there you go. If you guys have made it this far, you can comment that. What? What? Were you making a scene earlier, barking? It's almost time for bed, buddy. It's midnight. It's midnight. Well, actually, it's like 12:08. It's 12:08. Why do you always try to avoid where my legs are? It's 12:08, Zuby. Look, buddy. See, look, there he goes again. Now I have to move over here. And he's like, oh, not gonna go this way. Hey, you're not gonna escape. There's no escape. Aw, I was trying to catch you yawning. You are one scruffy schnauzer. You know that? You are one scruff ball now, huh? You like your furry coat? It's too bad it's been warm this winter. You haven't needed it as much, huh?
It is a beautiful day for love, Toshi. Thank you. Stealing! You're cool, chicks. You're cool, chicks. Hi, Lisa. Did that hurt?
Pretty cool thumbnail, but I don't think anyone will be able to see it.
Good toss. That's much better.
Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night. It is nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. Perfect way to start the school week, right? But yeah, there's my dog. That's your monster face, ain't it? Is that your monster face? Here, I want you to look at this picture of you. Here, what? See, look, who is that? Who is? He's not even concerned. He's just like, is there food up here? But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, call it a night. So I will see you guys in the morning. Good night.